Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. For the past 2 days, we've witnessed a scenario where the EACC raided George Natembeya's Trans Nzoia home in a move of trying to arrest him. But again, we realized that George Natembeya was not in Trans Nzoia, but he was in Nairobi, and that's where he was arrested. Now, because yesterday George Natembeya was taken to court, the court gave George Natembeya conditions, tough conditions, and a bail of 500,000 Kenya shillings. Now, we also saw some incidences in the courts where one lawyer, John KHAMINWA, and you know, the senior counsel, dropped a very shocking statement, even going to an extent of saying that Mama Samia Suluhu is mocking Kenyans because Kenya has become a banana republic. So these statements from John KHAMINWA have not sat well with the government people, and they look at this statement kama kuchokoza serikali. That's what they are trying to translate the old statement to. So in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to explore this story of George Natembeya and the reaction from John KHAMINWA. And I'm going to share a video from regarding what John KHAMINWA said. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with this analysis, kindly take this opportunity, go below there and like this video, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only way YouTube will share our video to many people. Also subscribe to this channel if you had not subscribed before. And to our existing subscribers, I wish to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel wouldn't have grown.
Oh, thank you very much, Your Honor. Now, Your Honor, permit me to go a little bit further. It is now being abused by the executive, by agents of the state. They have now taken over the criminal law of the country. They are abusing it. The rule of law which we thought was improving is now in ICU. The country could easily be classified as a banana republic. If we lose the control of the courts of the country, if we lose the power that the courts have, Kenya can easily and very shortly be classified as a banana republic. No wonder the president of Tanzania said the words he said about our country. The country has gone down. And we need young people like yourselves, the honor who have got power, to see whether we can bring up and maintain the concept of rule of law in the country, the independence of the judiciary, and make sure that, if I may use the words, I may borrow the word of our president, that let the executive keep its own day, not to get into other days at all. As currently, it is not doing so.
The conditions which were given to George Natembeya, we all know that there were about 15 set of conditions that he must abide by or risk being drawn into police custody. And this is what the magistrate said to sum it all. Any breach of the conditions shall attract attendant consequences, including cancellation of bond or bail. That's what the magistrate said. The magistrate was very specific there that it will be cancelled. I wouldn't want to take you through the charges because you already know about the charges, but there are issues relating to kickbacks in this Natembeya case. So majority of this content of this case is about kickbacks. But you see, how do you justify or how do you prove about whether there was a bribe of given in cash? You know, maybe if it's through some bank transfers, you can as well say that maybe there was some bank transfer, or maybe transfer from this account to that account. Maybe you can say that that can actually lead you to. If at all these monies were transferred through some bank transfer method, then the EACC could be having a case against Natembeya. Maybe they want Natembeya to just clarify what is happening. How come this money was channeled to you? So maybe, again, because throughout the argument in court, John KHAMINWA was very categorical that there are some bribes, some kickbacks which are being pronounced there, which did not make sense. Like for instance, this kickback over, for example, the governor faced a second count of acquiring 2,124,668. So 2 shillings to make it 700. So these 2 shillings, I'm just looking at this because these figures, according to John KHAMINWA, alikuwa anasema kwamba these figures were a bit they were a bit unbelievable. Now there's also another scenario of another figure. When Natembeya was told, when the courts were told, Natembeya was also accused of acquiring another 3,252,568. You know, this 668, 568, that is what John KHAMINWA kept on referring to. So I'm looking at this. Perhaps if this is what happened, then there could have been some percentage that I will give you this deal, na unipatie percentage fulani ya kati yangu. 20%, 15%, 10%, unipe 10% yangu. So if 10% maybe nilileta hii 668 ama 20% 668 ama 568. I don't know, but I'm suspecting that there could have been some formula used to calculate the kickback. So assuming that is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. So you've all heard what John KHAMINWA said when this analysis. John KHAMINWA's words talking about the government being a banana republic. He even gone to an extent of reminding us about what Mama Suluhu said. Because if you go to what Mama Suluhu said, the president of Tanzania, utapata kwamba pale kuna kitu alitaja. Akasema kwamba wale maactivist wameshaharibu nchi yao wakadhibitiwa. Kudhibitiwa inamaanisha kwamba waliharibu, alafu serikali ikadeal nao, ikawa control, so ikawa contain, so they cannot do it. So what they have done, they have decided to export their activism to Tanzania. Hiyo ndio kitu ambayo Mama Suluhu alikuwa anasema. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of this statement from KHAMINWA? And I've seen heard about a debate in TV47. That debate, the person who was hosted was Senator Nyutu, you know, Senator Nyutu, the Muranga senator. Senator Nyutu was there to explain about the issue matters EACC's arrest.
That's it. What EACC should do is to carry out sufficient, investigation and present, a watertight case against the governor that is not to be pilfering, public funds in their counties. But what we are seeing EACC doing is, populist, actions like these dramatic arrests.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but just go below in the comment section and tell us what to think about Natembeya's case and KHAMINWA's submission, talking about Kenya being a banana republic. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.